जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी। जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी। गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जसोदानंदना व्रज जनारंजना। जसोदानंदना व्रज जनारंजना। जसोदानंदना व्रज जनारंजना। जमुना तीरा वनचारे। जमुना तीरा वनचारे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे हरे।
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jayo Radha Krishna Chandra, Radha Krishna Chandra Radhe.
Radha Krishna Chandra, Radha Krishna Chandra Radhe.
Jayo Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Jayo Nitai Gauranga.
Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Jaya Nitai Gauranga.
Jayo Jayo Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada.
Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada.
Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajagacharya Ashtotra Shadashi Srimad Divine Grace Abhay Charan Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajagacharya Ashtotra Shadashi Srimad Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Goswami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naranchaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudhiraye Nashtaprayeshu Avadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd Canto, 16th chapter, text number 32. Dvastav Adishya Bhagavan Vimana Shreni Bhushanam Sarvatishayaya Lakshmya Jushtam Swam Dishnyamavishad Dvastavadishya Bhagavan Vimana Shreni Bhushanam Sarvatishayaya Lakshmya Jushtam Swam Dishnyamavishad Dvastav Adishya Bhagavan Vimana Shreni Bhushanam Sarvatishayaya Lakshmya Jushtam Swam Dishnyam Avishad. Word to word meaning. Dvastau, to the doorkeepers. Adishya, just directing them. Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Vimana Shreni Bhushanam, always decorated with first class airplanes. Sarva Atishayaya, in every respect extensively opulent. Lakshmya, opulences. Jushtam, bedecked with. Swam, his own. Dishnyam, about. Avishad, went back. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. After thus speaking at the door of Vaikunta, the Lord returned to his abode, where there are many celestial airplanes and all surpassing wealth and splendor. Please repeat the translation. After thus speaking at the door of Vaikunta, the Lord returned to his abode, where there are many celestial airplanes and all surpassing wealth and splendor. Purport. It is clear from this verse that all the incidents took place at the entrance of Vaikuntha Loka. In other words, the sages were not actually within Vaikuntha Loka but were at the gate. It could be asked, how could they return to the material world if they entered Vaikuntha Loka? But factually they did not enter and therefore they returned. There are many similar incidents where great yogis and brahmanas, by dint of their yoga practice, have gone from this material world to Vaikuntha Loka, but they were not able to stay there. They came back. It is also confirmed here that the Lord was surrounded by many Vaikuntha airplanes. Vaikuntha Loka is described here as having splendid opulence, far surpassing the splendor of this material world. All other living creatures, including the demigods, are born of Brahma, and Brahma is born of Lord Vishnu. Krishna states in Bhagavad Gita in the 10th chapter, Aham Sarvasya Prabhavaha. Lord Vishnu is the origin of all manifestations in the material world. Those who know that Lord Vishnu is the origin of everything, who are conversant with the process of creation, and who understand that Vishnu or Krishna is the most worshipable object of all living entities, engage themselves in Vishnu worship as Vaishnavas. The Vedic the Vedic hymns also confirm this. Om Tad Vishnu Paramam Padam. The goal of life is to understand Vishnu. The Bhagavatam also confirms this elsewhere. Foolish people, not knowing that Vishnu is the supreme worshipable object, create so many worshipable objects in this material world, and therefore they fall down. Thus says the Bhaktivedanta purport. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Dvastau Adishya Bhagavan Vimana Shreni Bhushanam Sarvatishayaya Lakshmya Lushtam Swam Dishnyam Avishat. After thus speaking at the door of Vaikuntha, the Lord returned to his abode, where there are many celestial airplanes and all surpassing wealth and splendor. So, after addressing the issue that Jaya and Vijaya had created, wherein they offended the four Kumaras, the Lord came to pacify the four Kumaras, and after pacifying them, the Lord returned to his personal chambers. And while describing this, Shukadev Goswami also describes that in the Vaikuntha planet there are many celestial airplanes and all surpassing wealth and splendor. The description of the environment of that place is being done here. So Srimad Bhagavatam was written 5000 years back. Whereas in modern history we learn the aeroplane was invented when? Maybe 150 years back. Somewhere in the mid 18th century the aeroplane was invented. So as per history, prior to Wright brothers inventing the aeroplane, there was no question of aeroplane. But here, Bhagavatam, which was written 5000 years back, says there were celestial airplanes and all surpassing wealth and splendor in the Vaikuntha. Just like celestial airplanes to carry out the orders of the Lord. So sometimes you see guards when you go to a big person, he has various servants at his beck and call. One servant will come. One more will come from that side. So he can call this side, he can call that side, he can call front side. But in Vaikuntha, Krishna says, "Tuck, land in." One servant will land there. One more servant will come from this side in the airplane. "Tuck." "Yes, Your Honor, tell me what you want." So you see the opulence. Just imagine the opulence. What kind of an opulent person the Supreme Lord is. Unlimited opulence. We cannot imagine, we cannot even in fantasy we cannot think. So, various celestial airplanes are waiting to serve the Lord. Just like in this material world, rich people, they have their own private aircraft. Like many rich people have their own private aircrafts. Like for example, if you go to big airports, if you go to Delhi airport, if you go to Bombay airport, there is a fleet of aircrafts which you can see. One is commercial aircrafts, which transports people. One is private aircraft, like a taxi, how we have a car. Like that, some people have their own aircraft. So that is all parked in the airport. Because aeroplane cannot be bought like a car and parked in front of their house. So you have a airport, they have to park there, and from the airport they have to go in their personal car to their house. So if they have to use that aircraft, they have to come to the airport in their personal car and then board the aircraft. Here, in the Vaikuntha, in the Vishnu's planet, say I am sitting here. I want to go somewhere. Vishnu just has to think, where is this one? I want to go somewhere. Similarly, the aircraft will land here. The aircraft will land here and then he can sit and go. So much opulence. The Lord is full of opulence. That's why he is called Bhagavan. Bhaga means opulence. Van means possessor. One who possesses unlimited opulences. He is Bhagavan. So, modern history, which claims that all this Vimana and all those things have only come about 150 years on or so, are so myopic. Myopic means they cannot see long distances. When you have a myopic sight, that means you are called short sight. Your eyes cannot see long distances. Just like I remove my specs, far all scattered I can see. That is called myopic vision. They cannot see long time back how it was. And nature has got its own cycles. At certain point of time, there was so much opulence. But Kala, by the influence of Kala, that opulence is completely lost. Then again Kala, opulence will rise. This is the nature of material world. So when it is down and then it is rising, because people cannot see long time back, they only see 100 years, 200 years, 300 years, 500 years, 1000 years, 2000 years. Like even modern history doesn't have an account of things that have happened beyond 2000 years. And even what has happened within the last 2000 years is all very limited. It's all very limited. Because by nature, we are forgetful. We forget as soon as we forget. Many things may not be recorded, many things may not be done. Whereas our Vedic scriptures are authentic sources of various time frames. Like we have history of Satya Yuga, we have history of Treta Yuga, we have history of Dwapara Yuga. So when is Satya Yuga? Satya Yuga was, more than how many? 25 lakh. About some 500 lakh years back. That gives you the idea of Satya Yuga, how Satya Yuga was. Who were the kings, who were the rulers of Satya Yuga. All those descriptions are there. What were the characteristics of Satya Yuga? Everything is there. Even now in India, if you go, sometimes if you visit some temple, like Jagannath Puri, Indradyumna Maharaj was in Satya Yuga. The story of Indradyumna, how Jagannath appeared, is from Satya Yuga. Whereas modern history says Jagannath Puri was built just, if you go and read the archaeological board, it says Jagannath Puri temple was built 700 years back. The brick and stone, whatever the building may be 700 years. That is repeatedly done. Like for example, in my own memory, I have seen many temples in South India. If a temple is renovated and rebuilt, then we say Kumbhabhishek. They do a Kumbhabhishek. If a temple has, because this material elements have a shelf life. They have an expiry date. So they have to be redone. But the Lord residing in the temple is an eternal person. Or some great devotees have, like Jagannath. Jagannath was appeared to on the call of Maharajendra Dyumna. So time scale we have to understand properly. So here Srimad Bhagavatam is describing us, giving us a glimpse of how Vaikuntha he is. So much opulence, so much wealth is there in Vaikuntha. Why should we aspire for very tiny material wealth in this material world? Krishna is inviting us. Come to my abode. All material things are there. We don't have to struggle in this material world to achieve opulence. One has to work very, very hard. It is not possible to get in this material world material opulence. Not possible. If you want to get a seat in IIT, you have to work very hard. If you want to become an IAS officer, you have to work very hard. If you want to become a rich man, it is not possible without working very hard. At least initially. You have to use your intelligence and work, struggle like anything. Nothing comes easy in this material world. That is the nature of this material world. It is a survival of the fittest. That's why Prabhupada gives this example. Nai suptasya simmasya. Even a lion who is the king of the forest, he cannot say, I am the king of the forest, all the food come into my mouth. No, not possible. The lion also has to hunt. He has to run. He has to jump. And many times he will miss his hunt. After so many attempts, one attempt may be successful. That is a struggle even for the very strong, powerful animal. It will not get its food very easily. Every animal, you know how it is so designed. If a lion is walking, if a tiger is walking in the forest, the conditions of life for a tiger or a lion is very difficult. Why? Because as soon as a tiger comes in an area, all the other animals will start warning the other animals. Run away, he is coming. His secret is let out. He cannot escape also. That is the way nature is. The poor lion, he tries to hide, but that monkey will start making ki. The birds will start making ki. There is danger. Siren is done. So his position and location is given to everybody. What is the use? Everybody will run away. You escape from them. So the lion is left with no target. Even if he plans the target, the others will reveal his target, will reveal his location. So he is not able to target. It's so difficult in this material world. Similarly, in this material world you see, people are studying so hard. Oh, last year the cutoff percentage was this. So I have to achieve that much percentage. And this year, if you achieve this percentage, this year's cutoff percentage is one step more. Then you are lost. I lost the seat. I got the same mark like last year, but this year the cutoff was increased. That's the material world. Whether in studies, even in job, even in anything. In business, you set up a shop, you do a business, and you run nicely. Suddenly you will see one more fellow has come. If you are selling one product, you invented that product, you did everything, and then You started a business and you want to sell that business. And you are selling it for 20 rupees. You sold it for 20 rupees for how many days? For 10 days. After 11th day, one more fellow will come and sell the same product. I'll give you for 19 rupees. Take it. That fellow will tell, my God, what will I do? That is the nature of this material world. Jai Shri Radha Krishna Chandra Shri Gauranga. Here there is always anxiety. Why there is anxiety? Why there is anxiety in this material world? Why we are not free from any anxiety? Why we are not free of all anxieties? Because it's a fake world. It's not real. There's fakeness in this world. When you are a fake personality, you are always anxious. Whether somebody who is pretending to be not what he is originally, he will always be under fear. Whether I will be caught, whether I will be recognized. He is always pretending. In this material world, all opulence, all power. Why it is fake? Why we are saying this material world is fake? You are a pretender. Because in this material world, all power, all opulence, all wealth, the purpose of all that is what? My enjoyment. In this material world, we think this opulence if I get, this richness if I get, then I will enjoy that power, I will enjoy that wealth. Whereas constitutionally, we are not enjoyers. Constitutionally, we are servants. By design, living entity is supposed to be in servant consciousness. That is by design. But we have created a false personality of being the enjoyer, of being the controller. We are neither the controller nor the enjoyer. Ekala Ishvara. There is only one Ishvara. There is only one controller. All others are servant, subservient. So living entity, when he thinks, I want to be the controller, I want to be the enjoyer, that means how he came into this consciousness that I want to be the enjoyer, I want to be the controller. Why did the living entity come into this illusion? Why did this happen? How did this wrong idea get into my mind? Krishna Buliya Jeev. Because we forgot Krishna. That is the real reason why we started thinking I can be the enjoyer, I can be the controller. Bhogavancha kare. We want to independently enjoy. So this false idea that I will be the enjoyer, I will be the controller, he is the source of all our suffering and all our anxieties. The cause of all our anxieties, the cause of all fear is because we have created a fake personality that I will be the enjoyer, I will be the controller. Spiritual process is, Krishna conscious method is recorrecting this or removing this false identity which we have cooked up ourselves, deeply ingrained within ourselves. By bhakti, by serving Krishna, by serving the acharyas, by being humble, by being meek, we can correct our false consciousness that we are in. And the most powerful method, the most basic method of that is to take shelter of the holy name of the Lord. By chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Prabhupada in his conversation, in his explanation to the what is the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. What does Prabhupada say? I'll just read it and explain. We'll hear it from this one.
Method for reviving our Krishna consciousness. As living spiritual
All of you have heard this, but still
we
you
are
hear.
all originally Krishna conscious entities, but due to our association with matter from time immemorial, our consciousness is now polluted by material atmosphere. In this polluted concept of life, we are all trying to exploit the resources of material nature, but actually we are becoming more and more entangled in our complexities. This illusion is called Maya, our hard struggle for existence, for winning over the stringent laws of material nature. This illusory struggle against material nature can at once be stopped by revival of our Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness is not an artificial imposition on the mind. This consciousness is the original energy of living entity. When we hear the transcendental vibration, this consciousness is revived, and the process is recommended by authorities for this age. By practical experience also, we can perceive that by chanting this Maha Mantra or the great chanting for deliverance, one can at once feel transcendental ecstasy from the spiritual state. When one is actually on the plane of spiritual understanding, surpassing the stages of sense, mind, and intelligence, one is situated on transcendental plane. This chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, is directly enacted from the spiritual platform, surpassing all lower status of consciousness, namely sensual, mental, and intellectual. There is no need of understanding the language of the mantra, nor there is any need of mental speculation, nor any intellectual adjustment for chanting this Maha. It springs automatically from the spiritual platform, and as such, anyone can take part in this transcendental sound vibration without any previous qualification and dance in ecstasy. We have seen it practically. Even a child can take part in the chanting, or even a dog can take part. The chanting should be heard from the lips of a pure devotee of the Lord, so that immediate effect can be achieved. As far as possible, chanting from the lips of non-devotee should be avoided as much as milk touched by the lips of a serpent causes poisonous effect. The word para is the form of adoration, the energy of the Lord. Both Krishna and Rama are form of addressing directly the Lord. And they mean the highest pleasure, eternal. Para is the supreme pleasure potency of the Lord. This potency, when addressed as Hare, helps us in reaching the supreme law. The material energy called as Maya is also one of the multi-potencies of the Lord, as much as we are also marginal potency of the Lord. The living entities are described as superior energy than matter. When the superior energy is in contact with the inferior energy, it becomes an incompatible situation. But when the supreme marginal potency is in contact with spiritual potency, Hara, it becomes the happy, normal condition of living entity. The three words, namely Hara, Krishna, and Ram, are transcendental seeds of the Mahamantra, and the chanting is spiritual call for the Lord and his internal energy Hara, for giving protection to the conditioned soul. The chanting is exactly like genuine cry by the child for Mother. Mother Hara helps in achieving the grace of the Supreme Mother Hari or Krishna, and the Lord reveals himself to such sincere devotee. No other means, therefore, of spiritual realization is as effective in this age as chanting the Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
So you see, Prabhupada is saying many things. Prabhupada says we should hearing again and again whatever, because what Prabhupada is saying is very, very significant. The Hare Krishna Mahamantra enables us to revive our original state of existence, our original state of consciousness. Right now, our consciousness is a polluted state of consciousness. It's not original. It is an artificial consciousness which we have created. So, by chanting, it brings us back to the original consciousness. So, to understand, to recognize, Srimad Bhagavatam is opening our eyes to a bigger reality. We are living in a very, very small world. We have no idea of how big this world is. Srimad Bhagavatam is giving us a glimpse into higher realities. We'll stop here if there's any question, comments. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की.